I really did want to get this out before the end of 2020, but I didn't. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do the. Did I just say let's go ahead twice there? Pixar movies tier list. Let's do this. Okay, so standard, fairly standard tier ranking chart here: S, A, B, and C. Because I don't actually hate any of the Pixar movies that I've seen, I've replaced D with haven't seen, and that one's going to be a bit of a mixed bag here, because that's going to include ones that I just haven't gotten to yet for one reason or another, and also ones that I don't particularly want to. And of course, you can tell by looking down here at the bottom of your screen, this list was made before Soul came out. I do want to see that one. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into this, shall we? And, oh, I'm going to make so many people mad with this one. I haven't seen Up. Alright, so those of you who are still watching the video, the first Toy Story, I don't think it's groundbreaking, although it's debatable how well it's aged. I think at least one of its sequels is just an inherently superior movie, but that movie wouldn't exist without this first one. So even though I don't particularly love it as much as I love the sequel that's going to go up in a higher ranking here, I'm going to go ahead and bump this up to an A tier. Monsters University, have not seen it. Finding Dory, haven't seen it, and, given a lot of the things we've learned about Ellen DeGeneres recently, I'm not sure I want to. Which is a shame, because I really liked Finding Nemo. That was a fun movie, great supporting cast, and, props for the movie looking as good as it is, because, well, I don't necessarily know how true that is anymore, but for the longest time, animating water and animating it well was considered particularly difficult, which is why some projects would either not try or would try to integrate animation with footage of real life water, stuff like that. But yet, it's fun and it's quotable, so yeah, I'm putting that one in the A tier. Cars 2, haven't seen it. Don't know why Cars 2 is on here before Cars, but haven't seen any of the Cars movies, and I will be honest, I don't particularly want to. The Incredibles. For the foreseeable future, this is probably as close as we're ever going to get to a good Fantastic Four movie. And it has one of my favorite actors in it, Holly Hunter. Jason Lee was great as the villain. It's got a great story, great supporting cast. It's just gorgeous to look at. Incredibles, going in the S tier. Ratatouille. I'm actually embarrassed that I have not seen this one yet. I am so sorry. I feel like I should have by now. I know I wanted to see it when it came out. I just don't know why I haven't necessarily gotten to it since then. I mean, I have access to Disney Plus. Never you mind how. The Good Dinosaur. Don't want to see it. It just doesn't look very good. Okay, I swear that pun was not intentional. Bug's Life. Oh, I really did like this movie, but it's just uncomfortable now, considering that one of the main characters, the villain, but still, is voiced by Kevin Spacey, and, well, if you saw my episode of Shameless Cash Grab for the movie that he produced, Columbus Day, you know I have strong feelings on that matter, so I'm going to bump that one down to B tier. Also in B tier, No, actually, I might even go with a C on this one. Yeah, Incredibles 2 was... Okay, I expected it to be worse than it was based on what I was hearing about it before it came out. Not before it came out, but after it came out, and like from critical reviews and from people I know who saw it. And I finally saw it myself, and it was fine, but you know, as a sequel to The Incredibles and as a Pixar movie in general, fine just doesn't particularly cut it, and I didn't think the story was all that great. So yeah, I'm putting that one in the C tier. Now, going back up to the S tier, just one of my personal favorites, Wally. I love this. It is a great sci-fi movie I love how the opening is sort of like a callback to like the great silent film comedies, which is not something you'd expect from a Pixar movie. You know, from a movie, an animated film geared towards families done with CG, but they did it. And yeah, I think some people think like the third act, once Wally is on the like the generation ship. Well, it's not literally a. Is it literally a generation ship? I mean, it's not particularly going anywhere, but the point is, a lot of people think once Wally gets on the ship, the movie loses something. I don't particularly agree. I like that part too. I mean, I'll admit I like the first act when he's on Earth more, but that doesn't make the third act bad, at least not in my opinion. Okay, I've somehow only seen the ending of Monsters, Inc. That was okay, I guess, but I'm going to go ahead and put that in haven't seen since I've not seen the majority of the film, but yeah, maybe I'll get to that one at some point. Haven't seen Inside Out. Oh, this is getting a little embarrassing here. Wow, look how big the haven't seen section is. Holy crap. Okay. But I have seen Coco, and oh my god, I love everything about this movie. It's some of Pixar's best animation. You got a really great villain. You got a great supporting cast. The music, the respect for the culture it's deriving from. It is just I love this movie. And I expected to cry more than I did. The way people talked about this movie, I was expecting just like vision blurring, you know? But I didn't quite get that. But that's not a knock against the movie at all, at least not in my opinion. It's just me, I guess. So this next one here, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, Toy Story 2, not really a fan of that one. It's like I barely even remember any of it, unlike with the first one, or the third one, which is up next in the thing here. But, yeah, it's just kind of, meh. I mean, I think you could kind of tell that it was originally intended to be a direct-to-video thing, because I don't think it's really up to snuff for either the franchise or the studio. But, oh boy, did they top that one. I am definitely putting Toy Story 3 in the S tier. I think it's the best one of the entire Toy Story series, and it's just, that movie brought on the waterworks that I'd been told to expect from Coco, but didn't really get. Again, not knocking Coco, just saying I didn't get what I was expecting out of it, but still loved it, obviously, S tier. Brave? You know, a lot of people say this is one of their weaker films, and, I don't particularly get that. I enjoyed it. I like the lead. I like the supporting cast. The story's pretty good. I mean, a little basic, but that's fine for this kind of movie. It's a family film. It doesn't need to be super complex. I liked the music. I loved all the loved all the Scottish stuff. I loved Merida's hair. I thought this was a really fun movie, and I don't really know why a lot of people are down on this one. I'm putting this one in the A tier. It's probably going to be my second most controversial take on this one. And then these last two, we are ending this video on a bit of a downer, folks, because I have not seen either of these. I have not seen Onward, and I'm on the fence about if I even want to be honest. And then, yeah, I don't even want to see Toy Story 4. I'll just say it. I don't want to see Toy Story 4. I think Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending for a trilogy, and it should have just stayed a trilogy. Alright, so yeah, this is the theatrically released films, except for Soul, which I think Soul, didn't Soul get like a limited theatrical release at the same day they put it on Disney+? I don't even remember. And this list was made before that one came out anyway, and then it doesn't have any of the shorts on here, which is fine, because I can't actually remember which all of the Pixar shorts I've seen or not. So, yeah, I think this was going to be a pretty short video. Expect the next one, which I believe is, the next one's going to be the top 40 most viewed or most liked films on Letterboxd, that movie social media site. And, I mean, I imagine that list is a little out of date based on when it was published, whenever it was published. I don't see a publication date on here anywhere, do you? No, but I do know it's an older list because I found it a couple of months ago, so. Yeah, so here's my Pixar movies tier ranking. Yeah, that haven't seen section. Okay, you know, I knew it was going to be a little embarrassing for someone who considers themselves a fan of the Pixar oeuvre, but wow, even I'm just, yeah, Ratatouille and Up in particular, I really, really should stop, just, whatever it is that has kept me from watching those two, I really need to do something about that. Maybe Inside Out, maybe Monsters, Inc., probably not the rest of these, though. Definitely not Toy Story 4 or Finding Dory or the Cars movies. Yeah, I just need to see Ratatouille and Up. That's really the must-sees of these two for me. And I'm rambling, so video over.